All right, Nick. Coming in live. Top of the ninth, which means one thing. The game's tied or we're trailing. Turns out we're trailing. Probably not synced up either, and that's okay. I say if two guys get on, we'll sync it up.
Sounds good. What a thrilling baseball game.
Correct. Yeah. It's almost like we got payback for last night's game. They were like, "Oh, you had too much fun last night. You want to have fun? Watch this." This is like what the Brewers fans are used to watching, though. They're like, one quick big inning, and then the rest of the game's just a bunch of zeros everywhere else. It's like, yeah. Hopefully they like soccer up there as well. I did make one mistake. The boys gonna have to figure out a way to get a drink here soon. Now I know you're ahead of me, but I mean, if he wants to walk this guy on 4 straight pitches with a 3-run lead. I'll take it.
He did. Ellie was like, "Are you sure? Did I walk?"
All right. Hey,
Did you see Ellie's reaction?
Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it pays off. Let's walk another one. I mean, why not? Yeah. Just load them up. Like the stream, baby. Tough time slot today, though, if we're being honest. You know, it's a Saturday, Father's Day weekend. 6 o'clock.
Ellie, don't be stupid. Don't be stupid.
Now, please. What is Candelario doing, though? I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just like old. And I mean, I'm old. I mean, he was glad. Candelario just swung at a first pitch breaking ball after he just walked the guy on 4 straight pitches, and he threw a breaking ball out of the zone.
Uh-oh.
Are you telling me something good happens? Okay. All right.
I runs the plate.
Nobody. Let's go. Come on, chat. I take everything I said about Candelario back. However, having said that, I still question why you would swing at a pitch like that.
All right, well, I guess we got to sync this up now. They're going to be tying run at the plate.
I'm seeing a replay. Candelario hits.
I think they showed 2 replays.
Another replay. Hit.
All right. Tell me when you see Ellie running.
All right. Ellie's running. He's now touching third.
All right.
Running home.
We did it.
Come on, Spencer. Just get on base. That's all. We don't need a home run. Take it. This happens every time, Nick. I'm gonna wait till this whole thing's over, and I want to remind me to tell you something. Throw it away. Throw it away. Yeah, they're good. They're a good team, man.
Good. He's so good, man. Oh.
We're a good team. Five hole. Now I will say something. If Martini comes back up again,
DB's gonna get a lot of credit for not pinch hitting.
Got to give David Bell some credit, man. Yeah. Gosh, what is he doing? I mean, it doesn't matter. It actually doesn't matter. All right. Is it dumb? Yes, it's dumb, but it really doesn't matter. The only way it matters is if they get a force out at second base now, which I probably won't. They'll probably have fielders indifference. Yeah.
Fielder's choice, yeah.
No. I'm talking about the next pitch.
Oh.
The fielder's indifference. He's going to steal second
maybe.
base.
Maybe.
It's probably not going to matter. I don't think it's going to matter.
That's a...
At any other point in the game, it matters, yes.
But maybe you make him do something stupid by going to third. You know,
that might have been the thought. That might have been the thought process from. Yeah, he throws the ball to third and somehow it gets away.
Stevens is about to get on second right now.
Yeah. Well, it definitely doesn't matter. I thought about it. All right, folks, we're gonna try. We're gonna do our best on this one. We'll see you in a minute.
I think I can speak for all of Reds country. Joey Votto, thank you.
High drive, left center field, racing back to the wall, Bourgeois. The Reds are National League Central Division champions. In the air, left center field. Did he? He did! He did! Reds win! Line to the right field. Genius, the first Red ever with 4 home runs in a game. Can you believe it? In the air, down the right field line. Doesn't have a chance. The Reds have won on a 3-run home run on opening day by Ramon Hernandez. A strike away and out away is Homer Bailey. Ground ball to third. Frazier gloves. Throw to first. And Homer Bailey, for the second time in his major league career, has tossed a no-hitter. Oh, gosh. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? Holy Moses, the second player in major league history to hit 7 home runs in the first 10 games. In the air, and the Reds win. What a dream beginning to the career of Jay Bruce.
All right, Nick. Losing edition of Chatterbox Reds. It was one in which, quite honestly, didn't have a whole lot of storylines coming into that 9th inning. I was going to say something before I jinxed it. I didn't want anyone to think I jinxed it, so I didn't say it. But I was going to say, Nick, that oddly enough, the 9th inning had a little bit of fireworks inning, maybe just enough to spark our interest, but quite frankly, didn't get there. Red lose 3-1. Not sure you want to add anything, or if you want to add anything before we get to this box score recap, but this is probably going to be, I'm going to say it first. Nick doesn't have to say it. This is going to be maybe one of the shorter Chatterbox Red shows of all time, because I don't have anything, but maybe you do. Maybe the chat does. I'll wait and see.
Chat needs to lift us during this one tonight. Need some real content. I was like, I don't even know what the hell to put on this J bar, and yeah, not much.
Here we are. So what we'll do is what we always do. Find a way. Box score recap presented by Nick Kirby.
All right. Ceremonial first pitch from Snoop Dogg. Got this one started. No score going into the bottom of the 5th. Andrew Abbott had been pitching pretty well, but he walked the number 8 and number 9 hitters. Next batter, Joey Ortiz, attempted to lay down a bunt. He failed at laying that down, but then he proceeded to hit a 3-run home run. 3-0 Brewers. Reds offense was held in check the majority of the day. Jared Koenig opened for the Brewers. He only got 2 outs, but Bryse Wilson really held the Reds in check. He only allowed 3 hits over 5 in a third scoreless innings. Reds did get a run in the 9th on a Jamer Candelario RBI double. Did bring the tying run to the plate, but unfortunately could not get it across. Reds fall to 36-34 on the season.
Yep. And I have no clue what you're about to try to put up next. And if you have nothing, here's what we're going to do. I got something. Sometimes it's just not your day. It's just not DSC's day in regards to the deep drive of the day. That's the way it goes. They are a leader, as we all know, in commodities. Is that if you wanted more information on Deep South commodities, go to deepsouthcommodities.com. We do love DSC, and we love John and his team. Last night, massive deep drive. Today, Not a deep drive at all. Not a deep drive at all. So, shout out DSC. Thank you for supporting us and supporting this show. All right, let's do our best here. I think it's important when you do a show like this, you do it every single night. Like the beautiful thing about what we do, in my opinion, and I've told this to people before as well, is like we're not on radio, we're not on TV. We don't have to make stuff up to last an hour. We don't have to fill air. We don't need to do all that stupid stuff to try to make people feel good. We all know what happened today. They played baseball, and in baseball, sometimes it's just not your day. It's not like the Reds offense is the world's worst offense. This was the same team that trotted out there yesterday that found a way to beat up Peralta, and I'm not going to make too much of today. I'm not going to make too much of it. They got a chance to win the series tomorrow, Nick, and I know for an absolute fact, all these people that are upset right now, that's fine. You can be upset all you want. If I told you they were going to take 2 or 3 from the Brewers, you would have been ecstatic, and you should be ecstatic. The Brewers have won 40-plus games for a reason. And you watch them play, and is it sexy? No, Nick. But I would at least say, I will admit, they're solid. They make plays. They pitch the ball well. They don't walk a lot of guys. It's a pretty good formula.
Yeah, they seem to have cracked the code. It feels like, whenever, tell you what, man, every time there's a ball hit to Willy Adames, you never have to worry about if he's gonna convert it into an out. He's just a absolute vacuum at shortstop. I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll jump into the Reds offense. I do have something I didn't like that we can save for a second here. I mean, I thought the Reds, they hit the ball fine today. I mean, the Reds expected batting average was 290. The Brewers was 129. It just was one of those days where, and when we get into Abbott, the reason the Reds lost the game was because Abbott walked 2 guys. But again, that didn't really matter because the Reds didn't score either. So I thought the Reds, they had a lot of hard hit balls. They had, especially early in the game, had a few that just either the Brewers made a great play or it was just hit right at the fielder, and just one of those days you move on, you try to win tomorrow.
Yeah, and I mean, everyone's going to bring up what happened with Andrew Abbott, which we'll get to in just a second, obviously, before you kind of divulge what you weren't too pleased with today in regards to the lineup. But it's just, I've come to accept that this Reds team is going to be very inconsistent offensively because they got a lot of players that are inconsistent, and I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. Obviously, I think it's bad, but having said that, when you get a team going good, it reminds me of a team like that could get hot at the right time and make a run and do something they were never supposed to do. Their ceiling is high enough to beat anybody, but their floor is very low as well. Like, you'll watch this game today, and I didn't think that they really were too poor offensively, but if you look back like 3 weeks ago, right, you were like, I don't know if we're ever going to score again. That's just who this team is from time to time. You look around their lineup, they got a lot of inconsistent players. Will Benson's one of them, and that's okay. But if Will Benson runs into a couple baseballs today earlier in the game, I don't know, we might think differently about it, and today just wasn't that day. And I'm not just trying to pick on Will. There's multiple guys in the lineup that could do that as well. Steer's another one. But here we are. That's all I got for you, Nick. You weren't happy about the lineup, though? Am I hearing this right?
I didn't. I don't think the lineup structure matters a whole lot against traditional pitchers, but I do think it matters quite a bit when a team's using an opener. And I think the Reds absolutely should have had Spencer Steer batting in the top 3 in their lineup today. Steer coming in, he's hitting 250, 368. That's a 854 OPS against lefties. He's got a 671 OPS against right-handed pitchers. This is a concern that I've had for a long time, where I've always been concerned is Steer going to be able to hit right-handed pitchers at a high level. If you look back through his minor league splits throughout his career, most of his value has been against lefties. But nonetheless, he's a significantly better hitter, I think we can all admit, against lefties. Why not put him into the first 3 batters, make the Brewers opener have to face him, give him an opportunity to hit against a lefty? You made it super easy for the Brewers. They get their opener gets to the first 3 batters, and they bring in their right-handed pitcher to face Spencer Steer. That to me, I guess the reasoning is, well, we kind of stuck to this lineup. I mean, come on, you got to sell your team on, hey, this is why we're doing this for this one day. This makes us better. We'll put everyone back in their perfect little spot tomorrow. Everyone will feel good. But this is a better move for today. And I just really didn't like that at all.
That's fair. I mean, it's fair criticism. And I would also say that, I mean, would it have ultimately mattered? You never know. I've always argued that. You never know. And since it didn't work, then obviously you can point to it and say, well, you would have been nice to at least find out. But you bring up a valid point. For a guy like David Bell in an organization that is so keen on paying attention to splits, it is kind of interesting that he decided to do that. And I don't know, maybe, you know what? It's funny. There's really smart people in the world that sometimes just overlook things and or just mistakes are made. Now, again, would it have mattered? I don't know. I really don't. But let's jump into Andrew Abbott here. I don't have a lot of bad things to say about Andrew. Again, obviously the fifth inning is going to be what everybody brings up and talks about. He walks the first two guys. It does feel like, Nick, this goes into yesterday. It does feel like a little frustrating that for whatever reason, I don't know, these 7, 8, 9 hitters for the Brewers, we just keep finding ways to put them on base for free. And I wouldn't even consider those guys having great at bats. They're just not swinging at balls. And it's not, my point is like, it's not like a 7, 8, 9 pitch at bat where you walk a guy and he was being a little pesky. We're walking guys on 5, 6 pitches. And again, though, I mean, I don't want to, it just feels disingenuous, I guess, to sit here and get frustrated or mad about Andrew Abbott, because all in all, I thought he threw the ball relatively well. And yeah, I don't want to do the whole one pitch thing, but let's face it, like they put a good swing on him after he made a mistake. Simple as that.
If the Reds would have had 4 runs at that point, this would have been a great start from Andrew Abbott. We all give him praise and we move on. But because the Reds didn't score, it magnifies it. Obviously,
they got 4 hits, Nick. I mean, they have 4 hits.
Yeah, the Reds had 14 hard hit balls to the Brewers 6 today. I mean, this is just one of those days where, it goes right back to Andrew Abbott. We talked about Andrew Abbott's literally his last start. That was the one game we both agreed, man, this felt like the one game all year the Reds really didn't deserve to win, but they did. Things went their way. They had less hard hit balls that day than the other team. Well, this is what happens over 162 game baseball season. On a Saturday afternoon at 6:36, you got to talk about the other end of the spectrum.
Correct, and that just happened. All right, jumping into some supers here that we asked the chat to help us out today. They're providing a little substance. Bryce Sizemore says, we have got to stop walking batters, especially 8 and 9 batters. I know offensively we suck today, but man, that was a killer fifth. Try to get them tomorrow. It is. I mean, I don't even think we really were that terrible at the plate today, but I don't know. I digress. Justin says, everyone relax, pass one around. It's Saturday night. That is it. It is Saturday night. It is Saturday night. Man, it is. Saturdays are the best day. I don't care what anybody tells me. I love Saturdays. Even back when I was a kid, obviously school has a big deal, a big thing to do with Saturdays. Usually you don't have school the next day. Rags to a ruined story. Said, I thought the bats were better than the results today. How many balls were hit hard today, Nick? I think you just said that as he was putting that super in, to be fair to him. So he is watching the show. You said 14?
14 to 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, dip your
and then he supers and says, Rags to another ruined story says, never mind, you answered already. So
electric.
Tough. Think about that. You could have saved a couple bucks, Rags to a ruined story, if whatever happened, you could have glitched out. Your internet could have glitched out for half a second and it didn't submit the super. But hey, we appreciate your support anyways. Listen, listen. We're gonna come back tomorrow at 9 p. We're gonna get back on the horse and we're gonna discuss what ultimately this series looked like as a whole. I think we could sit here and try to dive into a 3-1 baseball game and we're just gonna sit here and make up stuff, and that's not what the show's about. You know it. I know it. Some people think we make stuff up on the show based off the things that we say, mostly what I say, but I don't. I genuinely don't. I actually try to say things I believe in. Nick, you got anything to add? Put it this way. Do you have anything to add today before we do game time, 988, who, what, when, where, and why? Because Reds MILB, I assume you're in a tough spot today.
Yeah, I mean, there's only the complex and DSL and Shagan Lynn didn't even play today. I
Oh
mean,
my
man,
gosh.
this is just a
Unbelievable.
disaster.
What a disaster of a show. We can only have Shang and Lin highlights. And by highlights, I mean like text. And by text, I mean just what Nick can find through the Telegram, because they don't even have like StatCast or anything for him to really dive into the numbers. He's just going off of whatever the old pigeon brings to him.
Well, ironically enough, there was some account, Prospects Live or one of those type accounts. They were actually at the Reds complex, and they took some video of the Cole show and whatever. I've told you a couple times about him, his outing, and I'm like, of course, the day they're there, they're no Shagan Lynn in the lineup. I mean, just unbelievable.
How upset do you think that guy was when he showed up to the complex today and realized that he wasn't in the lineup? Because he's probably going there to at least have him a part of the show.
I would think so. I don't know. Maybe the guy lives in Arizona and goes around, and so it's
Probably
not
retired, living off his pension.
Yeah.
Maybe in like a van or something. I don't know. That might be us when we're old. Who knows? I'm not throwing shade. All right. Well, I do know this. If you're looking to get tickets, there's only one place to go. Nick, there's golf on today. There's probably some kind of boxing match later tonight. I don't know. You guys can figure out what's going on in the world. But if you're looking to actually go to an event instead of watching it on TV, where do you go, Nick?
Well, you want to go to the Game Time app, because the Game Time app is an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball. That makes getting tickets even faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app, they actually go down the closer it gets to first pitch. With killer last-minute deals all in, pricing, views from your seat, and lowest price guaranteed, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. They have all-in pricing. You can toggle this feature, and it shows you the total up front with no surprise fees at checkout. Lowest price guaranteed, or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code CINCY for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem the code CINCY, CINCY, for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
All right. And as always, a friendly reminder, 988, text, call if you need it. It's there for you. Ellie's defense. Nick, I don't we're not doing this today. I'm not doing this. He was fine today. He was fine today. He could have made a play or two that he didn't make, but he also made some plays that he wasn't supposed to make. It all added up. It all evened out. He's young. He'll continue to figure it out. This is coming from a guy that was very critical of him at the beginning of the season. And I have just decided at this point, you got to kind of let it ride. There's no better first of all, let's just keep it real. There's no better option anyways. Even if you're upset about Ellie's defense or you're super excited about it, I don't care where you're at on the spectrum. There's no one better than him to play shortstop. So there's really no. Do you have something you want to add to that?
No, I thought it was good overall that, had the bad game yesterday, came back out today. Overall had a very positive day defensively. I think it was at least 3 plays that he made that, were tough plays, were challenging plays. I think there was 1 play he probably could have made, but
yes.
Overall, a very positive day for him after a really tough day yesterday. And that's what you want to see. You want to see growth. You don't want to see him, take it into the next day. You don't want to see a bad game turn into a slump, because I think slumps can happen defensively too. I think we always think of slumps as an offensive thing, but it can absolutely happen on the defensive end. So just good to see him, get back in the right direction.
I agree. All right. You want to do a Reds MILB? Do you have something you want to throw up there? Or you just want to let everybody know about the podcast?
Oh, we got it. ACL Reds, they won 7-5 over the Rangers. Our hero, Shagan Lynn, was not in action. Cole Showenwetter, a little better today. This was 4th round pick, I believe, this last year. Just allowed one run over 3 innings pitched. Did walk 4, but struck out 5. Over in the Dominican League, not a whole lot going over there either. The Orioles Orange, they beat the DSL Rojas 6-1. Adolfo Sanchez 0 for 3. Nabio Mariano 0 for 2 with a walk. And then Jervin Moriallo was 0 for 3. The other DSL team, they did win. The DSL Reds beat the DSL Royals Ventura 7-5. But we do have some action tonight. Big one at 7:15. Louisville St. Paul. Graham Ashcraft will make his AAA debut of the season since he got optioned. So Noelvi Marte is also in the lineup tonight. So that will be fascinating to see, Trace. I'm curious. I'm curious if he comes out fired up by it, or it's interesting to see how a pitcher like that responds. Chattanooga, they're taking on Montgomery at 7:15. Dayton's taking on Great Lakes at 7:05, and then Daytona, they trail 1-0 to Palm Beach. That one just got underway.
Chattanooga's struggling. I mean,
they're legitimately going to set their franchise record for the worst season. Rhett Lauder is pitching. They did not confirm it when they just posted their lineup a little bit ago. He is pitching as well. So yeah, some really fun Reds MILB. Of course, you want to check out the podcast because I'll break it all down in the morning.
That you will. All right. Who, what, when, where, and why? We got a chance to win a series. I don't think we should take that lightly. That's why it's very important, as we've talked about before. You got to win. If you win game one on the front end of a 3-game set, it gives you a great opportunity to find a way to win a series, and the Reds are going to get a chance to do that. When, Nick?
2:10 p.m. on Sunday. Be Frankie Montas, 3-5, 4.55 ERA, up against Colin Ray. He's 5-2, 3.31 ERA. Frankie Montas' last 2 starts could not have been any more different. Of course, he threw 7 innings of 1-hit baseball at Coors Field. Followed that up, only recorded 4 outs against the Cubs. Earlier this year, Montas gave up 3 earned runs over 5 innings against the Brewers. That was at Great American Ballpark. Active Brewers are 12 for 42. That's a .286 average. Adames is 3 for 8 with a homer. Hoskins is 3 for 4. And Yelich is 2 for 5. Colin Ray, this is his 6th big league season. He's got a career 4.55 ERA in 75 games. Also pitched over in Japan in 2022. Fun fact, he made his MLB debut against the Reds back in 2015 when he was with the Padres. And in July of 2016, Ray was part of a 7-player deal between the Padres and Marlins. But in his one and only start with the Marlins, he got hurt. The Padres and Marlins worked out a deal to send Ray back to the Padres. And why was that significant? Because the Marlins kept future Red Luis Castillo. Luis Castillo got traded to the Padres, but he got returned because Ray got hurt. Ray, though, is having the best year of his career so far. Not striking out a lot of batters. Does have a 4.5 FIP, but his last 4 starts have been very impressive and against some pretty quality opponents at the Red Sox, at the Phillies, home against the Cubs, home against the Blue Jays. He's got a 1.64 ERA over his last 4 starts. Reds have done well against him. Career 5.47 ERA in 6 games. Active Reds have hit .298, 858 OPS. Will Benson's 4 for 6 with a homer. Jake Fraley's 4 for 7 with a homer. And Ellie De La Cruz is 2 for 6 with the homer.
All right. We got a chance. Some would say a good chance. We'll find out ultimately tomorrow. For those that are, fathers, for those that aren't fathers, happy Father's Day tomorrow. Call a father or take in the day as a father. However it is that you want to do it, you do it. You do it however you wish. Like the stream, though. That would be nice. And I like Nick because he finds ways to fill out the J-bar, which is a great way of doing it. Also, the podcast, check it out. Like it. We appreciate you. Nick, you got any plans tomorrow?
I don't think so. Wake up, try to survive, and come on Chatterbox Reds at 9 o'clock.
All right. Well, who knows? Maybe they got a surprise in it. By the way, I don't know anything. I don't want to lead that on. I don't know anything. Maybe you got a surprise tomorrow. Maybe not. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. I don't know. To be honest, I don't care if I do. I'm good with waking up tomorrow, taking a nice relaxing day, watching the Reds, watching the U.S. Open, and just not doing a whole lot. So, hey, it is what it is. Got a chance to win a series tomorrow, everybody. We'll be back here better than ever tomorrow night to talk. Hopefully to talk about it and break it down after a big Reds win. Dunk some basketballs, show some Nick Cage pillows off. And in the meantime, take Take care of yourselves. We appreciate you. Thanks for supporting the show. And as always, go Reds. Take care, everybody.